What was your first reaction to the Giants?
I left. That was my first reaction. I left.
How long into the game did you leave?
I left before the first half.
I mean, that's honestly shocking. I stopped watching after the first quarter. Maybe even before that.
Again, I am a fan of that team, so I had a little bit of hope.
When did Hope leave?
Hope left right when the game started, actually.
Really? No, I'm not. I'm actually legit. Like, when did Hope? Like, was it after the Saquon fumble?
No, way before that. It was the block punt. As soon as the punt was blocked, I was like, "Yeah, this is probably gonna be a wash."
Did you think it was gonna be 40-0?
I didn't think it was gonna be 40-0, but I thought we'd put up a little bit of a fight. Our receivers can't. It was like a mix of every bad team so far this year, just like bunched into one. Special teams are terrible. Receivers couldn't catch. Running back couldn't hold on to the ball. O-line can't block. Nothing was going great, and you can only go up from here, I would assume.
I would hope. If it gets worse, if it gets worse, Dayball might not be the coach very long.
It could get worse. It could get worse before it gets better.
We'll jump more into this. What's a check down with Chandler and David? David is back this week. I am Chandler. He is David, and it is episode 50. Before we jump in, any number of 50s that come to mind?
I'm gonna go with Teddy Bridgewater.
Wow,
that's a little bit.
Wow,
that's a little bit of a throwaway one. But yeah, Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah, that's one.
And then I'll go with Mike Singletary.
Yep, I think.
And then I think Vrabel was also 50.
Mike Singletary, you got. Congratulations, good for you. Super proud.
After 50 episodes,
you got
I think
one.
he was 50.
I gotta double check. AJ Hawk was another one.
AJ Hawk, yeah.
Telvin Smith.
That's an old, or not old, but like that's like a kind
of
obscure one.
Touched a underage girl and got kicked out of the league. Low key.
Oh.
Yeah, only Jaguars fans know that. That's why he like retired out of nowhere. Yeah.
Oh.
He was caught dating like a 17-year-old girl from Clay High School in Jacksonville.
That is fucking weird.
Yep.
That is so weird.
Yep.
Ugh.
Yep. He was 50. Vrabel was 50. Anyways, we'll get out of that. Shaq Quarterman, another 50. Vita Vea.
Oh yeah, Vita Vea. Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll go back to this. So I want to unpack this, and I'm sorry. I just want to know as like a as a Giants fan. I know, and I'm not trying to like pick on you. Like I'm trying to ask you what.
No, but like we don't need to talk about it.
How would you fix this as a Giants fan? What would you do?
How would I fix it? Burn the team. Burn everyone. Everyone's got to go. No one stays.
Is Daniel Jones not the answer?
He was never the answer to begin with. If you cannot, and granted, Daniel Jones is not. I don't think he's a bad quarterback. I think he's a middle of the pack quarterback. I think he is good for a team that has. He would be good for a team that has a crazy amount of talent and needs to go now. The Giants are not that.
The Giants need Anthony Richardson.
The other team in New York is that, and they do need to go. And I think Daniel Jones could fit in there and be a better player there. I don't think he's doing much in New York. New York needs something different. And like he might have a good season this year. I'm still gonna have the same. My tone is not gonna change on this. I don't think he's the answer unless he wins a Super Bowl. Short of winning a Super Bowl, or let's
making
say
the playoffs. Yeah.
Let's say winning 2 playoff games, because he's already won 1.
Yeah.
So I'll give him 2 playoff games. That is where I start to say, okay, maybe there's room for improvement. Maybe there's an upside to him. Right now, there is no upside. On a serious note, I think he should not have gotten the money. I think Saquon should have gotten the money. I don't think he should have. Even Saquon I mean, you can't do a lot with a shitty O line.
That's what I was gonna
You
ask
gotta,
you.
you gotta.
How much of it is Daniel Jones' fault when it comes to a offensive line that literally can't block for you? Like, how much blame are you putting on Daniel Jones if like he can't even drop back?
I believe 25% of the blame should go to Daniel Jones. I'm not going to give him all the blame. I think 25% is a pretty good chunk. Daniel Jones and company gets 25%. Another 25% has to go to the coaching staff because they don't have their team prepared to play a divisional rival who has probably top 2 best D-line crew in the league, and you see them twice a year, you know exactly what they do, you know exactly how they are going to attack you, and you still are that ill prepared. I think that is the biggest issue. And then just the fact that the talent on the O line is just doesn't seem to be there. I'm not a big I'm not an O line guru in any sense, but like if your quarterback is getting less than 3 seconds in the pocket every play, it's not going to be good for you. And like you could have Tom Brady himself in the pocket, and we've seen it. Even he struggles when there's pressure. And so I'm not going to put all that blame on Daniel Jones. I do think with the right O line and with a good enough O line, he could thrive. That's not something that we have. That's something that's also not something that the New York Jets have either, to be honest. But I do think he'd be a better fit there at this moment, with them needing something. I'm not in any stretch thinking that they're going to trade Daniel Jones to the New York Jets. In in
I
there's
mean,
no
who
world
else
where
would you
that happens.
start, right? Like,
Yeah,
unfortunately, this team is not. This team isn't built to win right now. And that's kind of the
no,
issue. Is like they're in a weird transition because you're in a transition phase of like you're not fully tanking. It's one of those weird phases. Like it's a 5-year rebuild. Like you need to get rid of everyone, right? Like in order to like rebuild. And you
and
need more than just one or two pieces. You need like 10 or 15 pieces.
but in a market like
5.
New York, there's no like there's no real tanking, especially for football. You can't tank. So
Nope.
it's just never gonna happen. Be they just have to be better at drafting, and they have to be better at in free agency. They should be getting top tier free agencies or free agent signings, but they're not because they don't have a talented quarterback, and they don't have a talented enough quarterback to draw anyone over there. They need that, and we need that in the worst way possible.
Yeah. And I just looking at watching that. I couldn't watch enough that game. I had to turn it off. It was sad. It was not an NFL game. And like if I was a Giants fan in the stadium, I saw how empty it was in the third quarter. Like as a Giants or as a Cowboys team, oh, they're like they were chomping at the bit. They knew how important that game was, and it didn't feel like the Giants knew how important that game was. And I think that was the
Yeah.
biggest difference there. So I just wanted to know what you think. If Daniel is going to be the answer there for a long time. If
No.
is what's your faith in Dayball now? Like, do you have faith in him?
I still have faith in him. He took a Daniel Jones to the playoffs last year, so I'm not gonna knock that. I think that's a pretty big feat to especially to do that in your first year. That's a pretty good thing, or pretty impressive thing to do with that team, with how good the other two teams in your division was, being able to hang with them and get into the playoffs along with them, and also winning a game in the playoffs against a relatively, in my opinion, pedestrian Vikings team who looked really good for a while, but then just tailed off as they do. And yeah, I think Brian Dable is a good coach. He's very good at scheming. I just don't think he's figured out the Cowboys quite yet, and I don't think he's going to with the current O line that he has. Either the O line has to go, or Daniel Jones has to go,
Or everything, just like you said, implode it
or
all.
you just light it on fire and watch it burn. Those are the only three options.
Last thing I'll ask you on this topic, then we'll move on because we got lots to go through. When it comes to this week against the Cardinals, I think they're 5.5 point favorites. That is the Giants. If you lose this game, what's the reaction then?
Where there's no panic. I don't think there's much panic. It's still 2 weeks into the season. Panicking 2 weeks into the season is how you lose the season. And as a fan, there's probably going to be panic. As a team, there should be no panic. It should be what can we do to retool and figure it out. And I would hope that would be the attitude, but you never really know.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, well, going from our negative side of the coin from the abysmal, absolute abysmal New York Giants. Let's flip it. Week 1, what teams are making it to the Super Bowl? What teams impressed us so much 1 week into the season? They're already deemed to make it to the Super Bowl. And which team's going to win? I mean,
All right.
who we got? Quick reactions.
Okay, well, there are lots of teams that could have gotten this honor bestowed on them. But in the NFC, I've got the 49ers absolutely clearing the whole league. I'm gonna say it, I think they win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And then
They won the Super Bowl
then,
week 1. Absolutely.
Absolutely. I know they did play a pretty also pedestrian
I don't know.
Steelers team.
I don't know.
A pedestrian. A pedestrian. I'm sorry to tell you, if we're gonna get on the Giants for losing to a good Cowboys
Absolutely.
team,
No,
we're
absolutely.
going to get on the Steelers. And I'm saying it now, it was a pedestrian team, but I do think the 49ers clear them. I think they clear the rest of the league.
I think the
As of this
49ers
week.
clear absolutely the Dallas Cowboys. I think the 49ers victory was more impressive than the Cowboys victory. Like that's how bad the New York Giants were to me. I'm not going to lie. Like it was fucking awful. So truly,
I mean, okay,
yeah.
I can agree with that. I just still think both teams were
Oh,
it was
yeah.
the toilet bowl of teams in my opinion.
Yeah.
And so I still have the 49ers clearing.
So do I.
They are a really good team. They've got and Brock Purdy is absolutely crushing. So there's nothing on that team right now that you can point at and be like that's a deficiency. There's not much, and I don't think you would be hard pressed to find something right now. And on the AFC side, for me personally, I got the Miami Dolphins because Tua looked good. He wasn't just playing good. He didn't just stay within the scheme and kind of manage the game. He looked good. He went out there and got it. He threw a couple of bad balls and made up for it. And obviously, again, asterisk, you got Tyreek, you got Jalen Waddle.
Not even that. I won't even worry about that part of it because we're talking about teams, right? Like we're talking about teams, and I'll get to the two part later. But when it comes to the Miami Dolphins, I agree. Like Super Bowl teams right now, the Super Bowl of Week 1 would be the San Francisco 49ers versus the Miami Dolphins. I still have the 49ers clearing, and the reason being is the Dolphins defense did not play well.
No good. Is no good.
And now listen, Chargers are a high power offense. I will say that. The Chargers, they can hit you at all facets. Like Herbo, he didn't look bad. He really didn't. He actually played well. The last drive, unfortunately, the intentional grounding really screwed him up. But that was the game of the weekend. I love that game. Like especially at the end where I forgot who the kicker for the Dolphins is, missed the point after and only went up by 2. I'm like, Dicker the kicker for the win. Like already week 1, crazy. But like it was a great game. Dolphins offense, like come on. Mike McDaniel's just and Tua made some amazing throws.
In his bag, Mike McDaniel. Yes.
But Mike McDaniel played a absolutely great game plan, and Tua hit his passes. He hit those dots, and I'll give him the credit there. But definitely great. It's just that defense. If you want to make it to the Super Bowl, you can't be giving up 30 points.
I will say one thing: that defense stepped up when they needed to.
Yes,
that's one thing that they did. They stepped up when they needed to, and that's a tough task going up against Justin Herbert.
But is that Justin Herbert just choking like he always does?
I don't think so. I think
that last play.
I think that defense was just they had their hair on fire, and they were playing like it, and they got there.
Blitzing on 4th and 8 or whatever it was. Great play call.
And again, like you save your best plays for the last few minutes because that's when it counts the most. And they did, and they made it count. And honestly, The defense, it does need work for sure, but they still play pretty well,
Yep.
in my opinion.
I
Yeah.
agree with you. So my Super Bowl
But
teams,
I do also agree the 49ers clear.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So my Super Bowl teams after week 1 are going to be the San Francisco 49ers and Miami Dolphins. Absolutely. And San Francisco 49ers would win this matchup. That's my Super Bowl teams.
Absolutely.
So,
Yes, sir.
I'm going to jump to my quarterback power rankings. All right.
Let's hear
We're
it.
going to do a small segue into this. And this is the way I'm going to do this is the way they performed and what I saw from them and like what their upside is. Like, right? Like when it comes to power rankings, we're not going to have the Washington Commanders in the top 5 because they won a game, right? Like we're not going to do that. So, a quarterback might not perform the greatest, but they're still going to do well. And vice versa. I'm only doing the top 5
Yeah.
and then I'm going to do my bottom 2 because that's really fucking important in this. My top 5, and this is a homer pick, absolutely. But number 5, Kirk Cousins. Really, I don't think a lot of quarterbacks really played great. I don't think Kirk Cousins played absolutely horrible. Vikings just need to do something though. Like he still put up stats, he still played well. It's just come on, you can't throw that interception in the red zone. Justin Jefferson, great tackle there, by the way. Like absolutely phenomenal. Like man should be playing DB at this point. Just be freaking Travis Hunter for the Colorado Buffalo or yeah, Colorado Buffaloes and play both sides of the ball at this point because the Vikings need you. So he's at 5. Number 4, Matthew Stafford. Is he back?
I think he's back.
Is Stafford back like without Cooper Kupp?
Well, okay, let's pump the brakes because I do think we have to put it into perspective. Are the Seahawks defense good?
No, but you're playing
They
a division.
They're an NFL defense. They're
But
divisional team.
yeah, they're a divisional
I'll
rival.
give it to you. I'll give it to you. Yes,
So
I think he's back.
yeah, and that's a confidence game. You can go out there and do what he did. I know, and I'll get to this in a second. Why this game was important, right? Number 3, Justin Herbert. I think Justin Herbert did play really well. He made some silly mistakes that last drive. You can't like if he would have won that drive, he would have been number 1 on the list. If he would have got them down in the fourth quarter, but unfortunately he didn't. But still a great game. Number 2, Tua Tagovailoa. Absolutely, like, give the man his flowers. Absolutely give this man his flowers. He deserved the one pass to Tyreek Hill when he ran up to the pocket, that 40-yard bomb to the right side of the field. That was a top 5 pass of the weekend. It was beautiful.
Absolute thought. Yes.
Like to not underthrow Tyreek Hill, which was his issue for the past couple years, is amazing to see. Absolutely amazing to see. But my number 1.
So let's just talk about.
Go ahead.
Let's just real quick before we move on from that. Let's talk about the dot in the end zone.
Yeah.
That was a nice throw. I know that looks like a pretty like boneheaded throw, but to me that was a really really good throw, really accurate, and we just love to see it for Tua.
Yeah.
Honestly,
my number 1. This is a homer pick. I don't give a fuck. But my boy
don't
balled
say
out.
it, dude.
My boy balled
that's
out.
crazy.
And this is why.
You're kidding me.
You want to know
You're
why?
gonna look at me and tell me that
Yes.
Patrick Mahomes is still not number 1. He's not even top 5. You
No,
put Kirk
after
Cousins in the top
hold on,
5.
listen. This is after the first week. This is based on performance and upside.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes still had a better performance.
I'll get to that in a
Yes,
point.
he did.
Just wait.
Yes, he did.
Just
Don't
wait.
blame his. Okay,
Just
okay,
wait.
sorry.
I'll get to it.
My bad. My bad.
Number 1, I'm actually going to give this to Trevor Lawrence. The reason being is that he made passes this weekend no one else did. The pass to Calvin Ridley that made 2 defenders run into each other. The pass to Zay Jones where Zay Jones made a crazy catch. And then there was another pass, and I believe I sent this to you. Maybe I didn't. I still need to. Rolling to his left, turned his entire body and threw an absolute dot 40 yards down the field right into Calvin Ridley's chest. Like Trevor Lawrence, his interception went off Tank Bigsby's hands, and it was a pick 6. Like, what the fuck? So he's number 1. The reason why I cannot put Patrick Mahomes, and you know what? I can put him at 5 over Kirk Cousins, and that was actually the option was those two, but I just felt like Kirk Cousins performed better, and the reason being is Matthew Stafford was missing who?
Okay, he still had Puka Nacua.
He was missing his top. Who was that last
Guys,
year? Who?
Okay,
for
but
last
who-
year? Stop. Just
So you're gonna tell me that Patrick Mahomes with Sky Moore and Kadarius Toney dropping passes, that's his fault, and he still threw 2 touchdowns.
he did. And he played great. He's number 6, and that's the only reason why. And you know what?
Oh,
I would take Kirk Cousins off and put that, and I'm okay with that. I just think that
that's crazy.
team, and I told you this at the beginning of the season, you were like, if they lost Patrick Mahomes or if they lost, oh my God, Andy Reid, they'd be in trouble, right? And I told you, well, if they lost Travis Kelce, they'd be in trouble, right?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
lost Travis Kelce and they couldn't move the fucking ball. I think a lot of it was
Okay,
play. Wait. The play
Kirk
calling.
Cousins,
The play calling was honestly terrible. Like, I'm sorry, 4th and short, 3rd and short. Why are we running trick plays when we don't have the main piece to your trick plays? Why are we running sweeps, Andy? Why? Why are we not
well,
just?
it's not Andy. It's not Andy. It's Matt Nagy.
But still, like, I don't give a fuck. Andy Reid can go in there and
Yeah.
say, hey, Travis isn't here, sir. Can we just run the fucking ball? Like, I don't get it. So, you know what? I'll take your recommendation because he still played great. I just think that what I saw from other quarterbacks was less. He
I
could
think
have.
you're going off a recency bias, my friend.
That's what this
I,
is. This is literally recency.
No.
Like, you think I'd put Tua Tagovailoa?
Days. I'm talking days. You're going off of not weeks. We're talking days.
I'll put
Mere days.
I'll put
between them.
Mahomes.
Oh,
I'll put Mahomes at 4. I'll put I'll put Mahomes at 4. Drop Stafford. Actually, I'll move Stafford up to 3 and put Herbert at 5. Honestly,
and I think genuinely that's a better that's a better power ranking than the first one.
all right. You gave
I think
now. You ready for the bottom 2? Because
yeah,
this
let's hear the
isn't
bottom
recency
two.
fucking bias. This is fucking truth. Number
Just- yeah,
31.
fair.
Number 31.
Don't say it. Don't
Yes.
say it because he
Yes.
was, but
Yes. Josh Allen.
he was.
Josh Allen was number 31. Why?
What?
Why?
You're kidding.
The 3rd and 8,
You're
I'll give it
gonna
to him.
look-
Just wait. This is based off performance and what the hell they did. Okay? Straight up.
Ugh.
Daniel Jones didn't have time to throw the ball. He doesn't even count on. I hope you know, like, he'd be like 40 even though they're a quarter. Like, he doesn't count. Like he is
Oh, I know. I'm not going there. That's not who I'm talking about.
31.
Let's hear
31
yeah,
is Josh
31.
Allen. He's 4 interceptions. Okay?
Mhm.
Or 3 interceptions, 1 fumble. Butt fumble. What the fuck? This man actually had a butt fumble against the Jets, by the way. You're playing a Jets team with I know their defense is great. You're playing a Jets team without Aaron fucking Rodgers. The team is depressed and you can't fucking beat them. Are you kidding me? You're throwing 3 interceptions. The first one I'll give it to you 3rd and 8. You threw it downfield. That's a punt. Whatever. The next 2 to the same fucking player? Josh, you're better than this. You're absolutely better than this. But you got to earn that at this point because you cannot go into New York when they have fucking Zach Wilson, when everyone shit on Zach Wilson for the past fucking 3 years of his existence, and lay what you did. You played like trash. And Stephon Diggs has every fucking right to be pissed off. Absolutely. My number 32 one, my last place, Joe fucking Burrow. I don't
Thank
give a
God.
shit.
Thank God. I really thought you were about to not put Joe Burrow in
No.
this list because he was the worst quarterback in the league this weekend by far, and it's not even close. He was so garbage. I'll give it to him. He's probably still injured. Like, let's be fucking for real. He's probably still injured.
Joe
But
Cool.
still,
Joe Cool, you need to listen,
that was
man. Like,
garbage.
the fact that the game was manageable. The game was 10-3. Your team got an interception. You're on the 50-yard line. What the fuck happened? What was the final score? Like 27-3, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it was 23-3.
Yeah,
Something along those lines.
but
I don't know.
and I know he got pulled in the 4th quarter, which honestly, Sean Taylor, smart thing to do. Smart thing to do. Dayball should have done that with fucking Daniel Jones if he actually cares, but he didn't. I don't know if he did.
He doesn't care.
Yeah.
He doesn't care.
That shows you
I
the
like
difference in these teams, but whatever. Joe Burrow.
Yeah, they're two
what the
fucking different players.
Yeah.
One is being paid the highest paid contract.
And that's the worst part. Why are you getting paid that much and that's your first game out? I don't give a fuck if it was a hailstorm. I've seen you play in the snow and you throw better than that. Like that's what
I
like
do.
you give the excuse of rain. There's no excuse of rain to be the best quarterback in the NFL, possibly one of the best
Yeah.
of all time, to go out there on a not crazy rainy day and perform the way. It wasn't a monsoon by any means.
Uh,
I've played in
let's.
minus 30 degrees in a fucking blizzard and I threw lasers better than he did. And you actually have proof of that. You can attest to that
I
part.
do have proof for that. Yes. Let me just get to something real quick before we move on. We're not gonna let Lamar get away with this because he also had a
He's like
terrible game.
28.
They won.
Yeah.
They won, but he had a terrible game. He had 2 fumbles. Granted he was throwing some pretty decent passes. I'll give it to him on that one. But 2 fumbles. Come on, Lamar. That's crazy.
Maybe someone getting over an injury, but he does have a fumbling problem. I will say that. He always has.
But also Joe Burrow's getting over an injury.
Yeah, but no, Lamar wouldn't be much higher. This was, and you know what? We're gonna get to that part later. But yeah, number 5, Patrick Mahomes. Number 4, Justin Herbert. Number 3, Matthew Stafford. Number 2, Tua Tagovailoa. And number 1, Trevor Lawrence is my quarterback power rankings after week 1. The bottom fucking 2 are gonna be number 32, Joe Burrow, and number 31, Josh Allen. Yes, I said it. It's the absolute fucking truth. So.
Fair enough.
And talking about these teams, and these teams are supposed to be the powerhouses, playoff woes. The playoff teams, playoff woes. So, David, I want you to take away on this. The teams that were supposed to be the number 1 teams in the NFL, the high hopers, they just fell short all week. The top 3 teams in the AFC.
I was shocked, and I'm not. This is not an hyperbole. I was shocked at the performances of the playoff teams this week. I'll give it to you. Giants, sure. I don't count them. But at least 6 out of the 14 teams that were in the playoffs last year lost their first game to teams that they shouldn't have lost to. I don't think the Chargers should have lost to Miami. I think they're a better team. I don't think the Bengals should have lost to the Browns. I think they're a much better team than they played.
Even though you actually picked the Browns to win that game, so I'll give you props on that.
I did pick the Browns to win. I had a feeling that Joe Burrow was not going to show up. I did not think the Bills should have lost that game. That is strictly looking at it. If the Bills just had a better, and I always say this, if they had a better all-around team, they would have won that game. They were not the better all-around team. The Jets were and are right now the better all-around team. And that might just scrape them into the playoffs, even with Zach.
I think Zach Wilson can win with this team. This team is better than it was last year.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I wouldn't be shocked. But anyways,
I think the difference for Zach Wilson's, and I'll say this part, the difference for Zach Wilson this year compared to last year is that he has Aaron Rodgers. And that might sound crazy, but he has that mind. He had what is Aaron Rodgers going to do all year now? He's going to have to coach, rehab and coach. And he's going to change Zach Wilson. Enough.
Let's hope.
Yeah.
Let's hope. Either way, there were teams in the playoffs last year who did not show up and who should have shown up. The Giants being one of them. The Minnesota Vikings are dog shit. And I'm just going to say it, that defense is so bad. And this is no disrespect to Baker whatsoever. I don't think you should allow Baker Mayfield to be putting up 27 on you. That's all I'm going to say. And for all it's worth, Kirk Cousins had a good game, sure, but they could have had a much better game, and they just did not show up. These playoff teams are just not showing up, and I hope it's not a trend that continues, because my team is a part of there. Some other teams that I like are part of that group or collective, and I was shocked at how bad the playoff teams looked this coming into the first week.
So I mean, you got to think about it: Buffalo Bills, Kansas City Chiefs, right?
Yep.
I mean, absolutely. The top teams in the NFL this week, the top offenses let their defenses down.
Yes.
The Chiefs, when you think about it, only gave up 14 points on defense.
Yes.
The Jaguars almost lost to the Colts. They only gave up 14 points on defense.
Yep.
The Bills only gave up 13 points on defense.
Correct.
Like, and really the Bengals were in a game until their
Yeah,
offense couldn't
they
do
were.
anything.
They were, and that's why I was shocked because again, that's not where you would think they would be let down. I would have thought the opposite. With the quarterbacks that they have and the young talent that they have on the team, it should have been the opposite. I am thoroughly worried about the Chiefs, if I'm being completely honest. I'm ready to toss them out of the out of the Super Bowl contention right off the bat,
We'll see
right
this
off
week.
jump.
This week, playing the Jaguars in Jacksonville. I'm going to be tuned in on it. If the Jaguars win,
I,
listen, I'm going to be on cloud nine. And if the Chiefs are 0-2 after losing to the Lions and the Jaguars, who are relatively two possible playoff teams this year, I would say the Jaguars are a playoff team. Detroit's on that cusp that could go either way. And really looking at that division now, Lions are looking pretty freaking good. I know Green
I'm
Bay
not gonna lie to you. I
surprised.
think the Lions are winning that division. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
They
And
they look good.
yeah, and Dan Campbell will make any of those players run through a wall. And yeah, that team, they got to figure out a few things. But if Jared Goff can keep it under control, they will win that division. And they've already
At this
proven they
point,
can win a Super Bowl team. So
at this point, I'm not worried about Jared Goff. I've gotten to a point where I've stopped worrying about him being the quarterback. I think the talent around him is so good that he even when he falls a little bit short, he's still good enough. And I think it's that defense that I worry about a little bit. But they've started to show up too, and they were playing on their heads last week. And I don't see that not being a thing for the rest of the season. So for me, I feel like Detroit is a team to watch out for. I I might even put a bet on them to win the Super Bowl. I'm just gonna say right now.
I don't disagree with you. That
I like losing money. That's the thing. Is
yeah,
what I'm getting at
we
there.
don't support gambling.
No,
We
we
do.
don't. Yeah,
We do. Anyways,
Speaking of,
but like truly, the best offenses in the league just let down their defense, and that's just crazy. I mean, look what the Giants did. I mean, they played so great on defense.
ah, ah, ah. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Teams didn't
Wrap
lose.
it up.
The only team that should be disappointed in their defense, and I don't even mean this in a rude way, they played a great offense, was the Chargers. That's the
Yeah,
only team that can blame their defense for a loss this week.
man.
Like,
I didn't expect. I expected a shootout. I think everyone expected it, and
I guess
they did
you
not
could
let
say
down.
Seattle's defense let them down too.
Yeah, but again, those receivers on LA, they're pretty good. They are very good. And Sean McVay in his bag. I'm just going to put it there. Two coaches that were in their bag this week: Sean McVay, Mike McDaniels.
Hey,
All under the same tree.
don't forget Shanahan's in there too. That you're just like going over that.
Oh,
Like,
true.
Kyle
True.
Shanahan had a
Fair.
hell of a week, and I think the 49ers game was just such a ass kicking that we don't even think about it.
Yeah, honestly, like we take him for granted sometimes.
Brock Purdy,
In his bag.
yeah. So playoff team woes. Do you have any like true final comments for it about any of these teams and just like what's happening?
I just feel like if we keep seeing a trend like this, it might be trouble for the NFL because those teams are huge fan bases, and we don't like that. We don't like
I
that at
love
all.
chaos. Are you kidding me? If I could see the Cardinals make
So
the playoffs this year somehow, that'd be the most amazing thing ever.
that would be hilarious if I'm being completely honest.
You
That'd
had
be
them
pretty
going
funny.
under 4 wins. They're already a quarter of the way there. Or sorry, they lost. Never mind. They might be a
Yeah,
quarter of the
yeah,
way there.
yeah. They won't be this week. I promise you that.
I don't know.
If
Playing the
New
Giants.
if the New York Giants would have remained the New York Giants, they won't be this week. I promise.
All right. So best bets, 3 best bets. I'll let you go first here.
Yeah, I gotta pull mine up. So give me 2 seconds.
And we'll go through all
Okay,
the schedule really quick too, because I mean we're not doing too bad, so we can go through the entire schedule and do quick picks. So what's your actually? Let's do quick picks first, and then we'll do best bets after. How's that sound?
Okay, let's go through all our picks. Yeah.
All right, so Vikings at the Eagles.
I
I
got
don't
the
have
Eagles.
I don't have the over under here. I don't know if you have it in front of you.
I don't have it either. Or
It's
I can
fine.
pull it up.
Um,
I think it's
minus
minus
3.
6.
Is it?
Minus 6.
That's
Yeah, minus
crazy.
6. I got the Eagles. I got them covering.
You have the Eagles covering.
Yeah.
I think the Vikings are going to cover that. The Eagles didn't play amazing against the
And
Patriots.
the Vikings defense is not good. So I promise you the Eagles are gonna cover.
So the New England Patriots wasn't. I have the Vikings still losing, but covering the 6 points. Next game,
Okay.
Ravens at the Bengals. I know Bengals are 3-point favorites.
Yeah, they're
That's crazy. By the
three and a
way,
half.
that's
I
crazy.
got I got the Ravens covering, but the Bengals winning.
I have the Bengals. Yeah, 3 points, a field goal. Justin Tucker,
Yeah.
game expiring. Bengals winning
Yeah.
though. Seahawks at the Lions. Lions have to be favored. There's no way.
Yeah, they are. They're minus 5? Minus
Really?
5. Yeah.
Really? Seahawks
Yeah,
covering that.
I got the Lions winning. I don't think I have the Seahawks covering. I think I got the Lions covering that.
I do have the Lions winning. Colts at the Texans.
It's a pick'em game.
And
I'm
I got
just
the
gonna go
Colts
with
pick 'em.
I think it's like minus 0.5.
And honestly, the Colts did play well against the Jaguars. Like Anthony Richardson looked really good. He did.
Yeah, he did.
Bears at the
Yeah, -1.
Buccaneers.
I got the Bears.
Really? I got the
Bears winning
Bucks.
that.
I got the
I got
Bucks.
the Bears winning that.
That's our first
Okay.
disagreement. I think the Buccaneers, the Bears don't look better, unfortunately. To get how
Yeah,
they treated by Green Bay, they don't look better.
but I think I mean, we'll see, but I got the Bears winning that one.
Chiefs at the Jaguars. I believe the Chiefs are favored by at least 3.
I got the Chiefs winning this one. I think the Chiefs win and the Jags cover. But let me check what the
I think it's
I
plus
think the
3.
Chiefs win. I think the Chiefs win and it's plus 3.5. Jags cover that.
I don't want to pick this piece as a homer pick. I
Pick it.
think the Jaguars can win.
I think they could win too, but I don't think they do.
I think they will. All right, fuck you. Jaguars winning.
All
All
right.
right, next one. Packers
All right,
at the
yeah.
Falcons. Falcons have to be favored here.
Packers. I got the Falcons winning this one. I think they're a good running team, and I think they will. And I don't truly believe in the Packers all that much. I think they still have a lot of holes, and we'll see. It is a +1 game, so I got the Falcons winning by more than 1.
I think the Falcons will win. I think Jordan Love is doing well. My Falcons question mark is definitely the quarterback, unfortunately, still, and it will be all year.
Yeah.
Raiders at the Bills.
I got the Bills winning this one.
Do you know how much I don't want to choose them?
The Bills?
Yeah, I don't want to choose them. I'm actually mad at them. I'm not even a Bills fan, but I have the Bills winning. Are they favored by like 6.5?
The line is insane. It's 9.5.
What are they gonna get angry and just say like "fuck the Raiders"? No, the Raiders are covering that. The Raiders didn't play terrible.
I got the Bills covering that.
Wow.
I got the Bills covering that.
I don't.
Yeah.
Chargers at the Titans.
I got the Chargers
Easy.
covering.
I don't even care if it's like 9 points.
It's -3.
Well, it's in Tennessee, so I get that's technically like -6. I think the Chargers will win by 10. Chargers will be pissed because I feel like they feel as if they were getting a game stolen from them.
Yep.
49ers and Rams, game of the week so far. Holy shit, this game just turned it.
I got the Niners covering and winning that game.
What's the cover? I do agree with you, but I think that's -8.
Yeah, that's in LA.
Nah.
Keep that in mind. Yeah.
No, I don't have them. I don't have them covering.
I got them covering.
That game or the Jaguars and Kansas City Chiefs game will be the game of the week so far.
Yeah.
Giants
It'll be
Giants at the Cardinals. I have the Giants winning by like half a point.
really half a point. I got the Giants winning by 7.
What's I think it's -3.5.
No, minus 5.5.
That's too much,
Three, 5.5.
but I'll give it to him. I would have them covering, but that's too much. Jets at the Cowboys. Cowboys winning. It's got to be -6 minimum.
Yeah, it's minus 9.5.
Yeah.
I got the Cowboys absolutely putting hands on the Jets on an ungodly level. I think the Jets could get the same treatment the Giants did.
I don't think so. I think they're
And that's simply because the O line is not good.
that run
It's
game though.
basically
I know, but the run game, I have
yeah, the run
proof.
game is pretty good.
I have trust in Brees Hall and Dalvin Cook. I have the That's a big line. I have the Cowboys covering. Commanders at the Broncos.
You have Cowboys covering minus 9.5.
Yeah, but
Alright.
like at 10, like literally at 10.
Yeah, I could see it.
Commanders at the Broncos. It's got to be Broncos
I got
-3.
I got the Broncos -3, minus 3.5.
Damn, I'm so sorry. So off. My bad. Do my best
no,
here.
you're terrible. You're trash.
And this is at home for the Broncos, so that's really not that
Right.
much faith in them.
No, I don't have that much faith in them.
Broncos by 5.
Broncos by 5. Okay.
Dolphins.
I also have the Broncos winning.
Dolphins at the Patriots. Dolphins are favored by 3, I think.
I think the Patriots win this.
I think the Dolphins win this. Absolutely, Dolphins win this. I think absolutely Dolphins. Mike McDaniel is going to be Mike McDaniel with Tua with confidence. Are you fucking kidding me? And Tyreek Hill going in here wanting to beat Bill Belichick? Fuck that shit. Dolphins are winning this game. And honestly, I'm telling you right now, this is the best bet for me. Dolphins are winning this game.
Okay.
I don't know my confidence in it, but there it is. Saints at the Panthers, Monday Night Football.
I got the Saints.
Really?
Winning, yeah.
Why?
Because they're a better team.
Derek Carr might be the answer. I know that wasn't great last week, but like it might be the answer for the Saints. Their defense is good enough.
Derek Carr is most definitely the answer for the Saints at this moment.
What is the point? -3.5 for the Saints? I don't.
-3.
Okay, yeah. I have them winning by 7. Who do the Panthers have?
Huh?
Who do the Panthers have?
Oh, I think Adam Thielen, actually.
Oh.
Aiden Hurst.
LaVisca Chenault. DJ.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. DJ Moore's not there. He got traded.
No, he's not.
Steve Smith. Oh, no. He's retired.
No, he's retired. He's Cam Newton. No.
Luke Kuechly?
He was there.
No more Luke Kuechly.
No.
But
I don't know what our beef is with the Cardinals or with the Panthers, but
poverty franchise. We just fucking hate poverty franchises and just want to run into the dirt. I think our beef with them is that Trey picked them in fantasy and their defense. And I said the Saints defense was a better pick. And he said, name 3 players on the Saints defense. My response, name 3 players on the Panthers.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Browns at the Steelers.
This one's a lot closer than it should be.
-3.5.
-2.5.
In Pittsburgh.
I got the Browns covered.
I do too.
Yeah.
I didn't see enough. Pittsburgh played in perfect conditions and got their ass literally like prison destroyed.
And like think about this for a second. The Browns are literally just a poverty, or like let's say a Walmart version to a Costco version of the 49ers. Good running game, subpar passing, good D-line, good defense.
Yeah.
Same exact formula.
I fucking hate them, but I have the Browns covering this.
I got the Browns covering it too.
All right. Well, best bets, 3 best bets. Who you got?
Okay, so for my 3 best bets, I've got
Back
the
up
Eagles.
a little bit.
For my 3 best bets, I've got the Eagles beating the Vikings on the money line. I've got the Lions beating the whoever they play. I got the Lions winning it all. Also on
Seahawks.
money line, I got the Lions beating the Hawks. Let me just run this back. For my 3 best bets, I've got the Lions beating the Seahawks. I've got the Eagles beating the Vikings, and I've got the 49ers beating the Rams.
All on the money line.
Let me run this all on money line, but I'm gonna run it back because that was trash. Okay. For my 3 best bets, I've got the 49ers beating the Rams, the Lions beating the Seahawks, and I've got the forgot it already. Fuck. Give me a second. Eagles, Lions, 49ers. Okay. Run it back. For my 3 best bets, I've got the Eagles beating the Vikings, I got the Lions beating the Seahawks, and I got the 49ers beating the Rams, all on the money line. Let's go get that money.
$30 bet. Well, $5. Win a $30.
$5. I'm putting 100 on that.
Are you?
Absolutely not.
I got bills to pay.
Money.
I'm broke as fuck.
Paydays next week, buddy. That's crazy.
My 3 best bets for the week's Colts. My 3 best bets of the week: Colts -1 over the Texans. Actually, Bucks -2.5 over the Bears, and Dolphins -3 over the Patriots. I went through like the poverty games. I went through the games that they weren't sexy.
You kind of went the opposite.
Yeah, I went to the non-sexy games, the games that the Colts should win this, right? The Bucks should beat the Bears, right? Like,
Sure.
I mean,
We'll see.
Dolphins should beat the Patriots. Is it in Miami or is it in New England? It's in New England. I don't give a fuck.
In New England.
Like it matters.
We'll see.
Episode 50. We made it. We did it. We did a thing.
We did it. We did do a thing.
Last episode of season 1 of What's the Check Down. Yeah.
Crazy.
Season 2 is going to have more interviews, more people on. I think we both just want more guests, more people to be on the show, talk not even just NFL season, but about their careers, about who they are, anything when it comes to sports related, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. And like we want to just talk to people who are fans of the sport or of sport in general. We want to talk to people who have played in various leagues, who have played all over the world. We just want to interview people. And if you stumble upon this on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, anything, please give us a like, give us a follow, give us a subscribe. Let's get it going.
Hey, if you're an athlete, reach out. Let's have you on. All right. What's the Check Down? I'm Chandler. He's David. This is What's the Check Down with Chandler and David. And